Hello, my name's Chuck Sameka. I'm a retired ranger from Bridgeport. That's where we are today at the historic state park. I am standing here in the covered bridge. I like to call this the bridge across time. This was built in 1862 by David Wood. But there's much more to the story than a bridge built in 1862. The state park here at Bridgeport is 22 miles long. It reaches from Bridgeport as far upstream as Edwards Crossing, with many bars in between that have significance for what we see here today in California and our rapid development into a very mighty state. The park is set aside as one of its primary purposes to let people know about those early days and how important the Bridgeport Covered Bridge and the predecessor bridges were to early transportation. What you see here today is a bridge that was built probably in the summer of 1862 and opened sometime in September of 1862. What it is a generation of many, many things. It is a predecessor, or actually it's the last bridge. It's bridge number 3 of 2 prior bridges which dated to 1850. Our first bridge was built by Matthew Sparks in 1850. He was given permission to build the bridge by the Yuba County Court of Sessions, which was our legal entity in those days, long before we were actually in Nevada County. That did not happen until August of 1852. Upstream, there are other bridges that came after this one. There's the Jones Bar Bridge. There's the present-day Highway 49 Bridge. Of course, we have the Purdon Bridge, and we have the Edwards Crossing Bridge. This was a vital and exciting time. It was part of a lawless time. If you can imagine, in 1849 and 1850, we still didn't have a court system here in Nevada County. We did have a system called the lynch system. The lynch system was trial by minors. I'm going to tell you a couple of interesting stories. Around February of 1851, a man was caught stealing $1,500 from his partner upriver near Downeyville. Well, they caught the individual, drug him back to Bridgeport, which is where they like to have their minor courts, right here, tried him, found him guilty, and he was fortunate. He was only given 99 lashes. That was a type of system they had in the day. A few months later, in June of 1851, Yankee Jim happened to be up towards French Corral. He was accused of stealing horses and then making false bills of sale, selling them. He got caught. He was brought back to Bridgeport, and he was given a fair minor's trial, and he was promptly hung. An old story goes that he was hung not here at one of the trees because it was in front of a family residence. We believe it was the original Thompson residence and later the Cole residence. Well, the wife said, "No, you're not going to hang him here in front of my house. Go hang him on the bridge." We don't know how true that is, but if it was an earlier bridge built by Matthew Sparks in 1850. I can go on and on about the violent times of those days, and we take us up to today, and I don't know if we're a lot better, but I think we are better. Anyway, that's a little bit about the early transportation history. Now, this route figures prominently into it. This ties into a route that started in Marysville, crossed this bridge, went on up to San Juan, today North San Juan, on up to Grizzly Fort, just above Oregon Creek, on past Plum Valley, on over the Hennis Pass, on to Verdi, on to Washoe, and then on up to the Diggins at the Comstock. That was 1859. The man that built this bridge and another friend, Thompson, they surveyed that route, and it rapidly became the busiest route in all this part of the Sierras, contending with the Placerville route to our south, where over 100 wagons a day would come across this bridge and onto the Comstock Strike. So I ask you all, if you have a chance, come back and visit us here at Bridgeport and find out more about the local history. It were exciting times. It's a story to be told.